We're two hitchhikers. We met while hiking Mount Baldy with mutual friends, wasted no time, got engaged on a frozen alpine lake, got hitched, and have been adventuring together since. We're embarking on a new adventure of living big in a tiny home. Let's see how this goes.
Adventure awaits.
Hello, family. We are sorry that we were not able to upload a video last week, but life has gotten a little bit busier for us. Ruben has been putting in some longer hours at work, which is not a surprise to anybody at this point. And I've taken up some community responsibility around here. So last week we just were not able to get to uploading a video. However, we did document a couple of things, so we'll be including that here as well. And so welcome back, and we're happy to be able to share this with you. And I just want to say welcome to some new followers that we do have. It's always exciting to know that this is sort of reaching other people and other people are interested. We initially just started this channel to be able to share with our parents initially what in the world we're doing over here, because we did move far away and we wanted a way to just stay connected and stay in touch and stay I guess present in their lives even though we're so far away. And so other family has started watching this, and we've had friends, and now we have people we don't even know watching this. So welcome and thank you, and we just appreciate comments and encouragement because we are completely new at this whole process. We moved from the city, but we knew we wanted a big change in life, and this has been a big change, but it's been a great change. So thank you. And we do try to keep these videos somewhat short, on the shorter end, and a little bit more concise because we do know that everybody is busy. We know that you're busy, and we don't want to have this be an endless video just to gain more minutes on YouTube. We're not on here to make money. We're just here to share what we're doing. I feel like that's such a weird thing to say, but, oh, and that reminds me, YouTube has been re-uploading videos that we posted last year or even earlier this year, and I have no idea why. I've tried to do a search on it and I can't figure it out. We're not given a heads up, and it just makes us feel bad because we don't want to waste your time once again. So what I'm going to start doing with these videos is I'm going to include the month and the year. That way you can tell if this is a new upload versus an older one. And I mean, if you want to watch an older video, by all means do so. But again, we just don't want to waste your time or also give you updates that are just not happening. It has not snowed here yet. We installed insulation last year. So all those videos happened a long time ago. So sorry, family, that you had to go through all that again. Anyway, we do have some updates for you here. I'm going to get started on that shortly, but it's a gorgeous fall morning. It's been quite chilly at night. It's been very windy lately. I did not get a good night's sleep last night because the wind is just so loud against our casita, but that's okay. Yeah, so here we are. Welcome to fall, Northern California, real Northern California, and let's just get started on showing you what we've been up to. Good morning. The sun is rising over our horizon. We do have a mountain range there, so we don't get the flat horizon sunrises or sunsets here. But today is the eclipse, and we were forecasted to have clouds covering this entire area all the way north. Our initial plan to capture this was to possibly go north to Oregon, maybe around Crater Lake, and see if we could capture something there. But with all of the forecasted clouds and the rain and whatnot, we were like, you know what, we have a lot of work to do around here. Let's just stay close to home. However, as you can see, there's just a few clouds in the sky. Those ones, weather changes here so fast. This could be a very cloudy morning once the eclipse actually happens in about an hour. But regardless, I'm going to try and get some shots. So I'm not looking that direction when the eclipse happens, or right now anyway. It is the sun. I don't have the proper lenses for it, and I do want to make sure I keep my eyes in healthy order because these little things are important, right? And I don't have the proper filter for my big camera. So I do have an ND filter. I'm going to use that to snap a couple of shots, but I don't want my camera pointing at the sun for an hour because I don't want to ruin the sensor at all. I will be trying to capture it with the GoPro because the GoPro is on its last leg. I mean, it's barely holding on. I am waiting for it to just completely bonk out. So I'm going to try and capture a time lapse with the GoPro. So if I get it, I will share it with you here. But I'm going to go get my big camera, get that set up. I don't know if I'm going to take the shot here or a little further out the other direction. I'm on top of a little ridge behind our property. I followed a game trail where I have a little bit more of a sky view here, but we'll see. I'm going to set that up. So hopefully I can share something with you. But if not, hey, look at this gorgeous sunrise. This is what we get to see every morning. So I came here to the pasture section, and I think I just like taking a picture from the deck. Yeah, we'll just do it, see what happens. But the eclipse is about to start, the beginning process of it now. So I'm gonna go turn the GoPro on and see if we can get some kind of time lapse. Spoiler alert, the GoPro was not able to capture the eclipse. Let's see how we do with the big camera. So where we're at, we're not getting the entire halo of the eclipse. We're a few notches south in latitude for that to happen. That's why we wanted to go north to Oregon, but I was still able to capture it. So I made one of those pinhole things with cardboard. I was able to see it, and I think I captured a couple shots here. I'm not sure if the time lapse picked it up, but when it happened, it was just a very strange, eerie lighting effect that was going on here. But now we're getting the regular sunshine back, and you can feel the heat of the sun rays, because it actually, the temperature dipped maybe, I don't know, like 5 degrees when it was sort of being shaded by the moon. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Hopefully I can make something out of this and share it with you in the video. Well, we had a pretty intense frost the other night, and the pumpkin patch was affected. We hit 28 degrees early in the morning, and everything seemed okay until it wasn't. So the leaves have died, but the vines are still viable. They're still giving a little bit of life to the pumpkins that we still have on the vine. I harvested 2 of the pumpkins to bring them inside, just to see if maybe we can start the ripening process in a sunny location where they're kept a little bit warm. We should have a few decent days of weather, today included. So the pumpkins that I left on the vine, maybe they'll go a little bit and even ripen a little bit. The one thing though is that the deer do like the pumpkins. This is a crop that they do like to get. So I just keep putting sort of these, the mustard, remember the mustard weed? So we have a lot of that dry stuff just sort of all over the property, and the deer don't like it. It's sort of like a tumbleweed for them. So I keep grabbing it and putting it back here, but then it is a constant cycle with the wind that we have, because then the wind will blow these tumbleweeds away. So I have to go get more and bring them back. Anyway, it's part of it. We're learning. The one thing I will do is make sure to plant all of the crops much earlier next year.
So I connected the battery management control system in the wrong sequence, and that would cause issues. So I don't see any smoke, so I didn't burn anything, but it more than likely went into its protection mode. Okay, and now being switched on. Still nothing. It's supposed to be like this. That off. Then this. then this. Nope. I don't understand you. The acid batteries and reconnect the lithium batteries, and then you'll basically have this window on your laptop just to see where you're at, and yeah, as long as it stays within its parameters, the big heavy lifting is done. Yeah.
Well, we still do not have the entire solar array system completely set up. We have moved over to relying on the lithium ion batteries. However, there's still some more firmware and software updates that Ruben is working on to make sure the entire system basically talks together and communicates all in the same language. So we're still dealing with some snafus. One of those is we're having to turn the refrigerator off in the middle of the night, and everything else can stay on. Fortunately, the weather is cool enough to where we're not having to worry about food spoilage. Everything just stays nice and cold inside the fridge and the freezer. But one other thing that we're contending with right now is when the sun is shining and it gets pretty strong, we have... Thank you, Wind. Open the door for me. You hear that beeping? So one of the cells is being overcharged at this point, and the wind is picking up right now. So the power will likely go out, and then I need to reset the system and turn it back on. So we're dealing with all of that in the interim, but hopefully, we will have it complete within the next week. So when Ruben gets home, he's going to start working on it again, and I need to button everything up because the wind is picking up here.
Okay. So, you might be wondering, Ruben, what have you been up to? Well, past 2 weeks, I put in about 136 hours, a little bit more probably. And gravity is definitely on today. So, you might be asking, Ruben, what are you doing? Well, in my infinite wisdom of zits and paps and all the other thing of figuring out how to make this stuff work, in my experiment of touching wires where they shouldn't go, trying to get this black thing to work, I fried this. And yeah, what was it? $300 later. Now we know.
And how much time?
But so far it's been only about like 3 seconds.
Sorry, I mean, since you put that in. So it was like a week.
A week, yes.
We lost a week with that.
We lost a week. It sucks, and it's cool that you're a mechanic that is in desperate need from all kinds of people, which is cool, but it takes away from here.
I've been going crazy. I just don't come in here. This used to be organized.
I know. It has its place. I could tell you where a bolt is right now.
I haven't made one thing.
But
that's okay.
Yeah, so what we're doing is basically connecting everything back the way that it should be connected so that this will be able to talk to this, and this, and we'll be able to control it through our cell phone app and basically just say, oh, we want the voltage to be charging at this parameter, or we want the solar panels to only put this much power into the battery bank. So yeah, this basically gives us an idea of what's happening and gives us the opportunity to control things as it goes. So, yeah.
Well, today I am going to give my old college try at sewing. I do sew. It's not my favorite thing. Up to this point, it's only been hand sewing. I'd never invested in any sewing machine, but it looks like I'm going to be doing quite a bit more things. So we got a sewing machine, and this is going to be a learning curve for me. As usual, my best friends in my research are just looking things up online, and I found quite a few different tutorials, and I think I've made my decision on which one to move forward with. So today, I am going to be focusing on the footer and backrest section. It's the convertible piece, and I already have all of the material, so I've cut up the batting at this point, and I've gotten the spray adhesive to adhere it to the foam that we have, and we'll see how far I get with this. If I have success with this, then I will be moving on to the actual cushion part that we sit on. So without any further ado, let's get going and see what mistakes I make with this today. All right, here's the big test. Zipper works. Not too shabby for my first time trying this machine, doing a sewing machine ever. If I can do this, anybody can do this. So what those video clips do not show is the amount of frustration that I went through trying to get all of those covers aligned properly. Sewing is just not my jam. It took me about 5 or 6 days to complete those 2 cushion covers. And yes, it was very frustrating. I learned that the type of fabric you choose makes a big difference, but regardless, we have cushion covers for the couch and they feel great, and we've been enjoying sitting on them, so it's a win. Will I be taking sewing up as a hobby? It's not something I enjoy, I found out. There's a reason why I've never taken it up, but it's a good skill to have, so I will just continue to press forward, and I know I will get better at it. I mean, we got a sewing machine, so I have to do something with it, right? So I don't know that I'll be making myself any clothes anytime soon. Or, I mean, I could. I just might look like this. A couple weeks back, we planted this wheat. We did winter white wheat and winter red wheat. And after only 6 days, it started sprouting. So we should be good for a winter cover crop. Strangely enough, we have some sunflowers growing and even a little tomato plant right there growing. We got some soil from our neighbors, and which was wonderful, but they had some random seeds in there, and this is what's growing now. So we'll hold on to them. They're pretty to look at. The next frost will likely kill everything off, but yeah, pretty stuff. And the pollinators are still hard at work. They're trying to get what they can before the season is over. But family, that wraps up this week's video. I know it was a little longer than usual, but we did skip last week, so hopefully that balances out. This coming week, we are hoping to get our hands on the excavator because we desperately need to do some digging. So stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.